We're gonna talk a little bit about Ja Morant, man. And I hate to beat a dead horse. I am usually not one to jump on the criticism of a player when the whole world has turned against him. But I will say this latest incident, with good reason, has not been as covered. It's just been a fine. But what happened was John Morant was fined $75,000 for making a gun gesture during the Memphis Grizzlies matchup with the Miami Heat. Uh, Prior to that game, he had done the same gesture to the Golden State Warriors during a game, and he received a warning from the office, and so he just went ahead and did the gesture again against the Heat. I guess knowing that he would get fined, I guess this goes to show that he doesn't care. So I guess there's that. But man, John Morant just can't stay out of this like image that he's creating for himself. So wanted to know, what are your thoughts? Do you have any feelings? Do you think this is all blown out of proportion? What are you thinking?
This guy, man, this guy. It's such a shame. It's not even like it's the end of the world because obviously he's still in the league. Like it's just a fine. He's gonna go on to continue playing. I'm sure they'll. And he's still a great player. But I feel like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was like everyone's so excited for Ja Morant. He's this crazy talent, explosive athlete. Like this is the kind of player that fans and even like neutral fans is like this is not even your team, but you like this guy because he's just fun to watch. That's the kind of player you like. Kind of players I like especially. But he's just like it's just a bunch of unforced errors for him. I feel like, and he's just now taking on this persona that feels unnecessary. Like you are already cool, you're already like I'm sure some people had a problem with that Grizzlies team that were like kind of always kind of felt like this cold click kind of thing. But I think for especially if you're a Grizzlies fan, you probably loved it, and I think that's what you want. You want a team to root against or a team to love if that's your team. But it's just gone too far where it's like now you're being more known for like being a troublemaker than your game. And once you get to that point, then it kind of gets to a point where like, okay, I can't defend this guy. Where it's like you got a warning, the league let you off, especially given your history. The league let you off really with that warning. I assume because also Buddy Hield was involved, so like, okay, we'll just call it even. For you to go and do that the next game, it's like okay, now you're just asking Adam Silver to make an example out of you, which is crazy because he already made an example out of you years ago, and now he's trying to play this whole victim card thing. Like, no one's forcing you to do these things. Like, you can just play your basketball. You can have fun. You can still do like hip hop related things on social media, whatever. But just leave the guns out of it. Like, it's not that deep, bro. You don't have to do gun related stuff. And I think from the NBA perspective, if you don't want the gun stuff, then make an official rule about the gun stuff. Then make that a thing rather than just like a warning and then now fine. Like just make that okay, no gun gestures, cut it out, and then we can move forward from there. But still, for John Morant specifically, you should know better at this point. Like I just can't defend this. It's actually really upsetting.
Yeah, I hear you. I think it's like, I don't know if you were ever in school and then that kid who would always get sent to like in school suspension, or like that kid who would always get sent to the principal's office. And it got to a point where you're just like, yo, like there is no need, like there is no
Mm,
need to try. It's like, is it like looking for attention because he knows it's gonna be in the headlines, right? He knows that people are gonna be talking about it. The place where I'm confused is like you are a Nike athlete, and I know this has nothing to do with basketball, but you have a huge sponsorship that has to be doing a lot for you financially. You have your own signature shoe. You're doing well for yourself. You've made your money, right? I got to give you that. You've made your money. But I'm just confused as to why you would even entertain the idea of compromising or putting the bag that you have received through your sponsorships, through your NBA contract at risk. And again, this is just an in-game gesture, like you said. This is not like what he was in the news for a few years back when he was out actually posting actual guns on his story and, you know, I guess going on that Instagram world tour, but I still just don't understand it. Like, why are you really trying to maintain that image? And it's an image that a lot of people don't believe, you know? It's people have made taken deep dives into his upbringing, into his life, and people see you as a little bit of a fraud. So like if you're really just trying to look cool, like I think it's all in vain because everybody really knows one, how you came up, and two, the fact that you are a multi-million dollar businessman and athlete. Like this is not for I don't know, all for the sake of a of an image that like people are already going to be able to look through or see through. I just don't I don't get it, and I'm with you as well. Like I was one of those people who was very excited for Morant when he started popping off. I believe it was like 2022. Uh, yeah, like around that time, team with Dylan Brooks. That was just like a really fun team, and people looked at them like like kind of like a team full of villains, but it was a fun team to see pop off in the playoffs. But to now see Morant's been in trade rumors as well, so it's like his current future on the Grizzlies, I think, is a little bit uncertain. Looks like I've heard rumblings of the team wanting to move forward with Jaren Jackson Jr. as a centerpiece of their franchise, which I think is confusing, but I guess again, the Grizzlies know more than we do. But it's just sad to see because I really was excited for what he would bring to the league, and there's still opportunity for him to grow up and do that. He's very young, but it looks like, hey, you've like you said, Adam Silver already made an example out of you, and you just seem to not care. So the punishment's only gonna get harsher if you keep entertaining it. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see what the future holds for him.
Yeah, and I think too, like if you want to be like some hard man who's out in the streets and is rapping or whatever, just go be a rapper, bro. It seems like you care more about like the that side of the culture than the actual sports side. If that's really that important to you to be able to do all this stuff, then just go be a rapper. You have a following now. You can go out there. You can probably make some songs. It's probably not going to be that good, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if he became a rapper after he retired. But like, if you want to be Jello instead of Lamelo, be my guest, bro. Be my guest. But I'd rather be Lamelo. So personally, I think you should just stick with your basketball and take it as far as you can go because your talent is up there. But now, like from where he was, like you said, like 2022, that era, people don't look at him the same way anymore, which is unfortunate. Like I feel like people were, especially because Zion was the hype one coming out of college, and then Ja through, and part of that is through Zion's injuries and all that kind of stuff. Ja exploded and took over, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Ja Morant was actually really the exciting one to come out of that class." And now it's like no one cares about either of them, which is the crazy part. Like people are more interested in this new crop of players and people like Lamelo, obviously, and Edwards, and I feel like Ant Edwards is like what people thought Ja was gonna be in terms of well, one, he's super athletic as well, but just like everyone likes him. People, even if you don't root for his team, you're fans of him, and he can be cool and be that personality that people want to become the face of the league without all this extra like gun related stuff or like he could just be cool through his play, through his swag off the court, like that kind of thing. Whereas his Ja, was just like I feel like it's just a downward spiral. And of course, his talent is always there. Like he just hit a buzzer beater like a few days ago. But I just feel like if something doesn't change soon, we could be seeing a guy who flames out of the league in a few years, which I would really hate to see because I really like Ja as a talent. But hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, he doesn't really see himself as this kind of victim, and he can turn something around and realize that he really has an ideal life if you really want to break it down.
Absolutely, absolutely. I guess time will tell, man. And I'm with you. I want to see him flourish. This is a a bright young player who still has an entire career ahead of him. So we'll see where things go. But yeah, I guess we'll see. This is only a minor fine. I want to say I want to think positively and look at this from you know glass half full kind of perspective and think that okay, hopefully this is the end, but it doesn't look like it, man. I just don't even know why this is back in headlines, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it should never have been a thing again.